доставку этой продукции потребителям. Доля России на мировом рынке пшеницы 20%, Украины менее 5%. А значит, именно Россия вносит существенный вклад в глобальную продовольственную безопасность и является солидным, ответственным международным поставщиком сельхозпродукции. И те, кто утверждают, что это не так, что только обеспечение вот этой так называемой зерновой сделки по вывозу украинского зерна, просто извращают факты, говорят неправду.
Putin pledges grain aid to Africa. So I guess we got that part covered already. This is your favorite half Chinese. Shipments to some of the poorest nations on the continent will be ready within months, the Russian president has said, as we saw that just now in the video. What is also interesting to note is that they said that the West created obstacles even to our plan to donate fertilizers to the poorest nations that needed them. And with they mean the Western nations of NATO. The Russian leader said, out of 262,000 tons of fertilizers blocked in European ports, we managed to ship only 2 lots, merely 20,000 tons to Malawi and 34,000 tons to Kenya. The rest remains in the hands of the Europeans. MrFong can't help to wonder, do the Africans view Putin as a dictator like we are told to view him in the West? Or do they look at the West like dictators who come over to Africa to dictate them to what to do? Please, dear African friends, let me know in the comments section. The grain deal, which allowed Ukraine to export its foodstuffs via the Black Sea, included 2 principal parts signed in 2022 as a package. The terms of one of them included Russian guarantees of safety for commercial ships sailing to and from Ukrainian ports, provided that they were inspected in Istanbul, of which Russia kept their word. The second part of the arrangement called for the relief of Western economic sanctions hampering the export of Russian food and fertilizers. Moscow cited the failure to make any tangible progress as one of the reasons why it pulled the plug. So that means that the West didn't keep its word. Moscow outlines terms for grain deal resumption. This is important. The Black Sea grain deal could be resumed if Russia's major agriculture lender, Roselkotsbank, I'm sorry if I pronounce it incorrectly, is reconnected to the SWIFT international payment system. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Vershinin told reporters on Friday. So it's very easy, just reconnect them and we're good to go, right? The European Union is considered reconnecting the sanctioned Russian bank to the global financial network in a bid to rescue the grain deal via the lender's subsidiary, according to media reports. When asked about the feasibility of such an initiative, Vershinin noted that the overseas unit of Roselkotsbank in Luxembourg would terminate its operations in October, and the establishment of a new separate banking structure would require time and serious investment. There is no such possibility in conditions when Russian banks are banned. It is not even clear how long it will take now. How many years, he added, noting that in the current situation we just need a re-SWIFT on the bank without restrictions. Roselkotsbank was cut off from SWIFT as part of the Ukraine-related sanctions imposed on Russia by the West. The reconnection of the lender to facilitate grain and fertilizer transactions has been among Moscow's demands for the extension of the deal covering exports of Ukrainian and Russian agriculture. Earlier, Reuters reported that UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres had proposed to Russian President Vladimir Putin that Moscow agreed to extend the grain deal in exchange for partial access to SWIFT. Guterres reportedly suggested that Moscow prolong the agreement for several months to give Brussels time to connect the Roselkotsbank subsidiary to the payment system. We have been receiving promises for an entire year, and under these pledges they demanded a concrete decision from us, Vershinin noted. He said Russia had expressed its position quite clearly and wanted to see not promised, but result. So Russia is very clear. They don't want promises, they want to see results. And rightfully so. It's more than over a year. They slapped the sanctions just like this in a second. They can also take it off just like this. All they need to do is reconnect them to the banks, because Russia needed to do their export. They need to be able to also buy the insurances, and they need to be able to ship it. The West is putting sanctions on all those parts, so they have no way to ship it. And that is the other part of the two-package deal. So if you make a deal, shouldn't both parties held up their end of the deal? Now that's the question we should all ask. Anyway, let me know what you think of this in the comment section. This was your favorite half Chinese, and have a very good day.